The following is a presentation of TFNN. It is now time for the Diagnostic Trading Hour with your host, Darrell Martin. Now, Darrell Martin.
All right, folks, welcome on back here to the Diagnostic Trading Hour. I'm your host, Darrel Martin, right here at TFNN. Don't forget, you can listen to us each and every day, 9 hours of live radio on your mobile phone from anywhere in the world at tfnn.mobi. And today is Fed Funds Day, so we're going to dive in and see what kind of opportunities may present themselves. As you may or may not know, depending on how long you've been trading, today is usually a very flat day until 2 o'clock. And gets even a little more volatile after, pardon me, the 2:30 press conference. So how did I start this day off? We started off, we did some simple binary butterflies and just topped it. And on the S&P 500, it's in this hovering right around settlement all morning long. And so we're able to go in and basically sell binaries above it, buy binaries below it, and just one after the other, just collecting. So pretty sweet collecting that time on that flat market. A lot of times as a trader, you're sitting there and you're just like, oh my gosh, the market is doing absolutely nothing. And you're trying to figure out what to do. You can't buy, you can't sell, things not doing much for you at all. That's where Nadex comes in, because you can trade not only volatile, crazy, trending markets, volatile markets, but you can also trade these very quiet markets. And look at it. We got the S&P. What is it right now? Down 1.75. So 7 ticks down on the day right now. We got the Russell down 5.4. We have the Nasdaq down 2.25. Looking over at the Dow, it's down 18 points with oil down 7 cents. Natural gas is up 68 cents. It never failed to disappoint, up over 1.75% right now. We got corn right now. It is up 9 points on the day. Soybeans up 6 points. So sort of shocked there by the ag move on corn. A lot of times ags are really quiet on Fed Funds Day, but today, definitely not. So moving 1.5%. Soybeans pretty flat, though. Looking on over at Euro Dollar, it's up a mighty powerful 8 pips. Aussie Dollar up 62. Pound Dollar up 7. Aussie Dollar really has had a lot of strength. The Aussie having a lot of strength all morning long. Just been trending. And that's just been a great trade on the day right here. Got an Aussie chart for you. I just pull this up, and you can just look at this strength like all night. Here, let me get rid of the... And after doing that massive, downturn yesterday, I can get rid of these color time regions for you, make it a little easier to see. And we can see right here, just the great down move. Then started this uptrend, did a big pullback, but then just another long-term solid move. You're talking 120 pips from 8 o'clock last night, and even from this morning. You're talking a nice solid move since about 8 o'clock this morning. You got a move of about 50 pips on the day right there. So Aussie having a lot of strength against the dollar. Looking on over at Pound Dollar, it's up 7 ticks right now. U.S. CAD is down a whole 20, or 0.002. Really, I guess that's about nothing right there, right? And looking on over at Dollar Franc, it's down 10. We got the Euro Yen is down 23 pips. Pound Yen down 21. U.S. Yen down 14 on the day at the moment. And, of course, gold is up about 6 points on the day. It usually gets a little crazy and volatile during this time. But what I've seen the last few times is it hasn't done a whole lot. I've actually went in and done some weekly binary butterflies on gold after about 2:30 on the weekly, because they stay open later. They stay open until 5 o'clock. And I'd go in and do the weeklies, because usually gold does a whole lot of nothing after Fed funds. This one may be a little bit different. It really depends upon what's going to come out. If it's the same old thing, fine. But depending upon exactly how he decides to position everything and phrase it, how soon are they tapering off? Are they tapering off? Are they delaying the taper? Are they going to try to downplay the fear that they were going to start doing tapering sooner rather than later? Because they talked about how they could do it as early as this month. Well, that means they got about 10 more days to start doing it, or maybe as early as next month. And they're just going to keep playing that early as card, just to get people used to the idea that it's going away. And that's a lot of these announcements, is just literally playing on the psychological impact of the decisions that they make. Even if they didn't have a massive financial impact in and of themselves, which of course it does, because it'll, interest rates will go up, everything else. But if it didn't, then the main impact has just psychology. So like prepping people's minds for QE going away versus, oh, by the way, we're stopping it today. The market drops 20%. So, they try to, play the game and ease people into it. And I'm sure we're going to see a lot of that game playing today. The real interesting part will be right around 2:30. What happens is they release the the statement, okay, and that goes out on the wire, just boom, instantly. Then it's read. Well, after it's read, then Bernanke starts getting questioned about, say 20, 30 minutes into it. And so it's it's an open Q&A. And so you sort of never know what's going to come out of that. And so that can cause some very interesting movements in the market as well. So just be ready, and don't trade without protection. Trade with Nadex, and check out the binaries, check the spreads, expect the volatility, and just don't leave yourself exposed out there in the market. And then we're looking on over at silver. It is flat on the day, and it's down 0.1%, so like 1/10 of 1% there. And then we got copper is currently down almost 0.5% at the moment. So what are some of the things that we can do? Okay, we got Fed funds rate coming up, and I talked about this morning, looking at the S&P 500 and all that stuff. So I was over here and hopped on the binary scanner, and I pulled up the S&P 500. And then what I did is I set go ahead and hit reset filters if you're new to this. You hit reset right there. And then I tighten this thing down. So bring it down to, like, say, 2 hours. Okay? So meaning don't show me any binaries that have expirations longer than 2 hours. Like this is 3 hours. This is, the weeklies, 2 days. So I just wanted ones that expired, by 2 o'clock. In this case, I may say, let's see, how much time do we got? 46 minutes. So I'm going to say, 1 hour. And that way it'll just show me the ones that expire here in the next hour. And if I want to do premium collection, I'm going to go in here, I'm going to do 70, and I'm going to do 90, and then just click right out of it. And then what's going to happen is I'm going to see my two choices. I can go and I can do a 1646 by 1642.2, and that's not a bad trade. 1646 is probably a little closer than I want, and so sometimes I'll put this at 95. I'm not going to take a $5 trade, but I may take like a $10 trade just to see if anything pops up. Okay, we got an $11 one that just popped up right there. That's still 1646. It's moving down a little bit right now. These are going to be pretty volatile. But so right here we got the 1642.2. So that's one trade we can look at. And do demo this, by the way, if you're following along. Learn. Okay, experience is an expensive teacher in the market. And you can get a demo account over at Nadex.com. Click on the TFNN banner where it says Nadex right there on TFNN's homepage. Click on that. Then go to our products and demo account, and you can have a demo account in about 15 seconds. You can literally trade this today, right now, if you'll hop on there, and I'll show you exactly where to go to make that happen. Let me pull up another screen over here. So right here, if you just go over to TFNN.com, click on the Nadex banner, and then after you do that, go to our products and click on demo account. Fill in your username, first name, last name, phone number, and email address, click apply for demo. Instantly, they're going to send you an email with a password in it, and you can immediately, try out the Fed funds rate with Nadex. Okay. Now that you've done that, you can also, if you want to get a live account, you can click create account. It takes about literally 5 minutes to fund it, and you go from start to funded in about 5 minutes. It only takes $100 to fund an account. You may want to put 100 in there, 1,000 in there, whatever works for you. But there's no fees, no platform fees, no data fees, no charting fees, no account fees. It's just deposits. And so you put a deposit in there. When you trade, there is exchange fees, but there's no broker commissions. And the exchange fees are 90 cents a side, up to $9. So if you do, it's 90 cents per contract per side. So if I do one contract, it's 90 cents. If I do 4 contracts, it's $4.50. If I do 10 contracts, it's $9. If I do 100 contracts, it's $9. So per side, per order that you put in there. And that'll get you going and help you take off on that. So now that we got that piece out of the way, you know how to do it. Close these out. We'll get back over here and look at this trade. We got 1642, and I'm looking over here at this trade. So this is a possibility. It's really close. It's only like a point and a half away. But I do have the 1646. That's about 4 points up. I'm going to go ahead and throw that one on right now. Hit place order. So I'll put that one in my account. And then over here on the right side, I can do the same thing. And I can either take the 1642 or I can wait for a lower trade. And sometimes I'll even tier them. So we could put this one in. So that's $76. And when you see this, it says $76 risk, $24 reward. And that's okay, but, obviously that's a high risk. It doesn't have to be a high risk, okay? You can get out when it hits 50. So if I buy for 72, sell it for 50, I lost $22, all right? And what I'm also going to do is I'm going to tier this in. So we're going to open that ticket up again, and I'm going to go ahead and put it on. So to show you how it works, okay, we're going to hit place order on that ticket. So we got the 1642.2, 2 o'clock expiration, so it's going to expire right before the Fed funds rate. And then I'm also going to go in, I'm going to put in an order for 1640.2, but not at the market price. So let's assume this thing does continue to move down a little bit further, the S&P. I'm going to go ahead and say, I'll buy this if you'll give it to me for, say $85. So that's obviously lower, but I'll make $15 instead of $6. So $6 is even worth your fees and your commission. But if it moves down a little bit, if it oscillates, this is a way to leg into a binary butterfly. Okay, so I'll hit place order on that, and we'll just see if we get filled on it or not. So now that I've done that, I need to, check out my positions, make sure I'm filled on everything. You can go over that and look at your working orders. Soon we're working on having a position, a plug-in right here, where we can actually see the working orders inside the scanner. That's one of the biggest priorities we have on the list, hopefully in the next 30 days. And then we're going to add stop orders and contingent orders to it. That'll be the next big project. I can't wait for that to happen. But so right here, so we got these positions in already. They're ready to go. Time's ticking by. And this one's working for us just in case it does move down a little bit. Then we might be able to get this one filled as well, which would be great. That's just one more trade in the basket. So that's going to be our S&P 500 trade. But we also have some other stats that we can play with, okay? And so what I want to do is pull up some of those. I will look at these every week on various news reports, and I pull up like 30, 60, 90 minutes before how far do FX pairs move, and is there anything we can take advantage of with that? So with that knowledge, let's look and see what we got. Let's hop back over here to the binary scanner, okay? Right on that one. And now we're going to look at Forex pairs. I'm going to pull up Aussie dollar, Euro dollar, Pound dollar, and US yen, US franc, US CAD. So Pound yen and Euro yen are a little too crazy volatile for me to even worry about the stats on those things. And so now we got these different pairs that we can look at. And let me see here. You can use Thinkorswim, you can use Ninja, whichever one you want. I'm going to go ahead and pull up Thinkorswim because I already have it open with all of the different pairs on it. So give me 1 second, I'll have that ready, and we'll come back and check out some potential trade setups when we get back from this break.
Who says you can't take it with you? TFNN says you can. With your mobile device and TFNN's live radio streams, TFNN has put it all in the palm of your hands. No special apps to download. No subscription fees for live radio or Tiger TV streams. We say you can.
Now let's go over to the dollar, because the dollar is going to be the generator. It is the generator of basically higher dollar, lower market. And what the dollar has done, and this whole uptrend, folks, has just gone sideways. The way it works, folks, is this.
We say you can. The Tiger Financial News Network. Smart investors and professional traders know you can. TFNN.com. Educating investors. With the launch of Tiger TV, TFNN has brought our programming to the next level. With Tiger TV, you can gain access to each host's charts and computer screens as they host their daily stock program. Whether it's Tom O'Brien, Steve Rhodes, Basil Chapman, David White, Larry Pesavento, Andy Hecht, Victor Jones, or Darrell Martin, you can catch all of our technicians hosting their programs live and archived on Tiger TV for your viewing pleasure 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. If you haven't checked out Tiger TV, then visit TFNN.com and see what you're missing.
McEwen Mining is a high-growth, mid-tier producer in the Americas with a market capitalization of $1 billion. Experienced mining executive Rob McEwen, as chairman, CEO, and president, owns 25% of the outstanding shares of McEwen Mining and has put in place an ambitious business plan with the goal of qualifying for inclusion in the S&P 500 by 2015. With $70 million in cash and liquid assets as of the end of 2012 and completely debt-free, McEwen Mining is poised for growth. Production in 2013 is forecasted to grow at 24%, reaching 130,000 gold equivalent ounces, and over the next 3 years, McEwen Mining projects that their production will increase to 290,000 gold equivalent ounces, almost a threefold increase from last year's totals. If you'd like to find out more about McEwen Mining, click on their banner on the front page of TFNN.com or check them out on the NYSE or TSX under the symbol MUX.
Patterns, profits, and peace of mind.
Are you looking for a precision edge in the market? Something that can stack the odds in your favor? Then look into Larry Pesavento's trading newsletter.
Patterns, profits, and peace of mind.
In each weekly issue, Larry explains what's going to happen in the markets based on the pattern he sees developing and gives you actionable trade ideas based on those patterns. Plus, you'll get his detailed analysis on a variety of markets and sectors, including stocks, treasury bonds, the gold market, oil, the dollar, the Forex market, and more. You'll get access to all the patterns Larry is seeing in the markets, plus the Astro Harmonics and powerful Bradley stock market model that Larry utilizes for less than $5 a day. An extremely potent combination that will give you the edge you've been looking for. Try Patterns, Profits, and Peace of Mind. Absolutely free for 2 full weeks. That's an $85 value. Yours free when you register right now.
Get Larry's Patterns, Profits, and Peace of Mind.
And get the edge you've been looking for.
Many of our new listeners have heard about the Tiger's Den, but wondered, what exactly is it? The Tiger's Den is a lively community where professional traders and investors can meet, exchange ideas and information in a comfortable, moderated atmosphere. Hear all of your favorite TFNN shows, plus see all the charts as they happen, live during those shows, and have access to all those charts. You can test drive the Tiger's Den, absolutely free, for 30 days. It will greatly enrich your knowledge of these markets. Details on the Tiger's Den are on the front page of TFNN.com. Darrell takes your phone calls now. Toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-445-1044.
All right, well, folks, welcome on back here to the Diagnostic Trading Hour. So next thing we're going to do is we're coming up here on about the 30-minute mark. We're almost there. We have about 35 minutes. And I was looking over at the various ranges, and out of all the ranges in the last 30 minutes, the Aussie dollar has the smallest range, a range of about 15 ticks. And so looking for, something as close as possible to that on both sides. And so based on where the Aussie dollar is at right there about at 95.40 at the moment, we can do a 95.53 and a 95.23. And so I'm going to look to put these trades on. I already got the tickets open and ready. And these are going to oscillate and change in value quite a bit. But we're going to go ahead and put this trade on. So we're going to sell the 95.53. Okay. Right now we can get that on for about $13. So put that in. And we're going to buy the 95.23. But we're going to change the price here to at least $90. Okay. So put that order in right there. Take profit. Basically going for $10 on that side, $15 on the other side. If either side gets hit, we'll be looking to get out at 50 on the trade. But that gives us a decent little profit on that trade. And again, it'll have to oscillate, but all the Aussie dollar has to move down a few ticks, and this other side will get filled as well. So that's one trade. We got that one working for us at the moment. Okay, so that takes care of those for us. And we can come back to them in a little bit and let them do their thing. And I mean, you can even tier in if you want to. So you can tier in, like I said, even higher if you wanted to. But we got that one on at 95.53, basically right within that 15 pip range, which is what we're expecting. And we are, a few minutes, and you could wait 4 minutes if you want to get right into that 30-minute time scale. There's about a 20 to 25 pip range 60 minutes out. So that means, if we're at 35 minutes, it's about a 15 to 17 pip range on the Aussie dollar at this level. So that's our first trade. And now we can check out some other trades as well that you might be able to do. And let me go ahead and pull those up, and we'll see what we got. Okay. We got this one. That one's done. And now I think we're going to look at one other pair on here. And let's check it out. I'm trying to, go through all the stats for you. I want to get to the best possibilities. Looks like we got a Euro dollar, US CAD, and US franc. So let's see what we're looking at over here on Euro dollar, US CAD, and US franc. We're looking at about a 20 pip range here in the next few minutes. So we're coming right up on that. Let's open up these two potential binaries, see where we're at right now in the price. We're at 95.45. Well, that's pretty good for the 95.23. And 95.45, we can get the 95. Is that right? Oh, sorry. Oh, wait a minute. I got two different tickets opening up at once. 1 second here. I'm like, that doesn't make sense. There we go. Okay, 34.04. Okay, and we need about 20 pips away from that. So we're looking for about 34.20, 34.25, and we get like a 35.13. So that's pretty close. That'd be cutting it tight. And we also got 33.93, which is only about 7 ticks away. So it is giving us a 20 tick range, okay, from high to low on those two binaries. It doesn't necessarily give us a 20 tick range from like where it's at to the 20 pips up or where it's at to 20 pips down. We expect the euro dollar to stay basically like a majority of the time, 90% of the time it stays within a 20 pip range 30 minutes before the Fed fund rate comes out. So we're going to go ahead and take the middle ground and say that we're in the middle right now. It'll go up 10 or down at 10 ticks. And so we'll click on that, click place order, and that's the 34.13. Okay, so that gives us 10 pips up, and then we got 34.03. That gives us 10, 11 pips, down right there. So go ahead and put that on, hit place order. So now we got a range on these. So all these we are looking, by the way, again, to get out if it gets, above or below that specific range. And let's go ahead and do a couple of steps right here that can be pretty helpful. One of those is once you got your range that you're trading, we go over here, we're looking at euro dollar, we're coming right up on this. And we got our strikes, right? 34.13 and 34.93. So we can go up here to like 34.13. You can use price alert, the price alert indicator, over on Ninja. You can also draw. Let's see here. Let me get rid of this, and then we'll add on price level. And so draw your price levels of where your binaries are, so you can visually see it on your chart. Okay. 34.13, 33.93, and then the break will go and have the ones for Aussie dollar and S&P 500 as well. All right, we'll be back right after this break.
Has the current market volatility continued to stop you out of trades when the market spikes against you? Now is the perfect time to open up an account with Nadex. Nadex, the North American Derivatives Exchange, is a brand new, completely regulated Chicago-based exchange, and unlike most other exchanges, Nadex allows you to trade directly through them with direct market access when using their completely free trading platform, which also features real-time charts and full customization capability. One of the advantages of trading with Nadex in volatile markets is that your risk is always capped and you have the ability of keeping your trades open even when the market spikes against you. Nadex is completely brand new with a line of unique trading products that are unavailable anywhere else. See how it works at nadex.com. That's Nadex.com. Or click on the Nadex banner on the front page of TFNN.com. Futures and options trading involves risk and may not be appropriate for all investors. Tom O'Brien's daily newsletter, Market Insights, gives you Tom's daily commentary on the broad market, including the Dow, NASDAQ, and S&P, plus specific trade recommendations. With Market Insights, nothing is left to guessing. With the market at record levels, volatility is here, and now is a perfect time to take advantage of a 2-week free trial to Tom O'Brien's daily newsletter, Market Insights. As recently as March 26th, Tom advised his subscribers to liquidate their 4 short-term equity holdings, closing out all 4 positions for a combined 15.9% profit, and on April 1st, Tom advised his clients to sell their longer-term position in AIG warrants, locking in more than a 40% profit in just that one trade. If you'd like to see the kind of newsletter Tom O'Brien sends out to his subscribers each morning, then sign up for your 2-week free trial to Market Insights today by visiting the front page of TFNN.com. The Art of Timing the Trade Charts has officially launched at TFNN. In collaboration with Tom O'Brien and using his best-selling book, The Art of Timing the Trade, Your Ultimate Trading Mastery System, David White has programmed an outstanding piece of software that will complement any trader's methodology. Using this first-of-its-kind software, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts allows you to scan for Fibonacci formation setups, including Gartley's, butterflies, ABCs, and much more. The Art of Timing the Trade Charts is designed to help you when scouring the market for stocks just beginning to form the trading patterns that many investors spend days, weeks, and even months searching to find. As part of our introductory pricing, we're offering licenses available at only $59 per month. We're so confident that you'll love this new outstanding piece of charting software that we'll even give you a 30-day unconditional money-back guarantee. Don't miss out on this incredible new piece of software. Lock in your low price today by ordering your copy at TFNN.com. Darrell Martin coined the phrase diagnostic trading, and we're happy to announce that his diagnostic box spread analyzer has finally been released. The Diagnostic Box Spread Analyzer helps you easily identify the best box spreads on Nadex in seconds, plus you receive access to the diagnostic deviation levels, as well as step-by-step training videos teaching you how to trade Nadex spreads so you can quickly master the mechanics of this simple yet powerful trading instrument. By pulling live data from the Nadex exchange, the Diagnostic Box Spread Analyzer does all the math for you, calculating risk, reward potential, distance to break even for both outright spreads and spreads used to hedge the underlying market. Visit the front page of TFNN.com today to get your 2-week free trial to Darrell Martin's Diagnostic Box Spread Analyzer and gain access to the valuable information it can provide when trading the Nadex box spreads.
This segment is brought to you by Think or Swim. For more information, just click the Think or Swim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
All right, so we got a couple trades on, and again, one of the things I always tell people to do, demo something first before you do it live. Now, I'm going to tell you, out of all these trades, I have a favorite, okay, and that's the Aussie dollar. Because we really got those at the width that we wanted. Okay, we really got them very close to that 15 pips up and 15 pips down, whereas we're sort of playing the middle ground over here on the S&P and the euro dollar. So that is really my ideal trade right here is the Aussie dollar. We're going to see if we have any other ideal ones. These are other good ones to test out, to learn on, but the Aussie dollar, that's basically my pick out of the group right now. So now let's go back over here. And by the way, we did get filled on that other working order on the Aussie. So that went ahead and got filled for us, which is awesome. The one that we were buying. And just as the market oscillated up and down. All right, so now we're going to go over and we're going to look at, let's see, our next pick on the list. I'm going to go to dollar CAD and dollar yen. Let's see what we got. All right, let's scroll on down here. All right, dollar CAD, there is nothing on the docket. Okay, and you know the radio show with the breaks, I'm sort of taking in between, so that makes it a little bit difficult. That's all right. Dollar yen. Let's see what we have here. Okay, we have an expectation of a move up or down 20 pips. Currently, we got the dollar yen floating right around 94.18, so we're looking for about a 94.28 to a 95.20. So we went about 95.40 to 95, and let's see what do we got. There's a 95.07. I like that one, so we'll go ahead and grab that one. And we got a 95.32. We're going to go ahead and grab that one also. That's going to get us pretty close. Not exactly, you know, and again, the whole range that we're expected from high to low. And if we want to be really specific, we can look right at, which isn't a bad thing to do, of course, is we can actually get right on the chart and see, you know, what is the opening price at 30 minutes before was 95.16. So really 95.36. So that's about 4 ticks away. That's not too bad for what we're shooting for there. And so I'm going to go ahead and put this one on. I can get the buy 95.07 in for 89.50. So we're going to throw that one on. The sell, I really do want to get at least 10 bucks. So I'm going to put 10 in there, place order with a little oscillation. We ought to be able to get filled on that one. So that gets a 95.32. We're selling for 10. The 95.07 we're buying for 89 right now. And so that puts those trades on for us. And then let's see what else we have that we can take advantage of. So that's our U.S. yen. And we can go over here, by the way. And what I did on my charts is, I'll maximize this chart out real quick. And I'm going to zoom in on it some, and I got to go, okay, what did I just buy? All right, well, I got the 95.32. So that puts me up here. Let me rearrange. All right. And we'll put this at price level. So 95.32. This is my upper level on here. And then my lower level is 95.07. All right, so 95.07. So at least we got the middle ground of the road there on that trade. And then I'll go over to my settings, and I want to make sure I can see a little bit ahead of time. So I'll go to time access and say, give me an extra 10 bars on that chart. And I'll zoom in, and I'm basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw another timeline right here. And then drag that down. And then, okay, so these are going to expire at basically, 1 o'clock Central, 2 o'clock Eastern time. So I'm going to put that on the chart for myself. On the, I'll use a time level where it would be a vertical line, depending upon if you're using like Ninja. All right, so now we have that one where we can sort of, monitor it as well. And I can get rid of any old lines that I don't need anymore. Like I don't need these right here. Get rid of that one. Get rid of that one. Just to eliminate any possible confusion. And really I'm looking for, the market to stay inside these ranges. If they get to one of those ranges, I am going to want to, look at hopping out of the trade. Because the risk is not worth the reward on a lot of these if they were to take maximum loss. Okay, so that's why I'm sort of keeping an eye on these. And that's why I want to chart them on, my platform here. Makes it a little bit easier. And so now that we got that in, we can close those out. And we did have the 90-minute ones, which are preferable because you get more time in them. But this works as well. So we got US yen, we can close that. We got Euro dollar done, we can close that. We have Aussie dollar done, we can close that one out. Okay. And so now we're going down, and let's see if we got the fills. We can check our fills over here. Yeah, so the US yen, we still got that one working a little bit for us, but we got the other US yen is already filled. And now let's see, what do we got? We got US franc. So let's go check out the dollar franc now. See what trade we got. Again, my favorite so far is the Aussie dollar. And I'm just lining them up for you so you can see sort of how these work, how to put them together yourself. So dollar franc. Well, we have a buy at 91.74. We don't have a sell currently. We could probably find one. But let's go ahead and look at, we're expecting about a 20-pip range. Where are we sitting right now in relation to where the dollar franc was at 12:30 Central, 1:30 Eastern. Okay, so market's been moving down. That's why we don't have a sell. So right there at 12:30, though, you easily would have had one. 91.88. And so if we go into 91.88 and we look at that, then we're probably going to be focusing on about a 90 on the downside, 91.68. So that'd be an average dollar franc move. So I would probably can get something. Not yet. So I don't know if I'd take that 91.74. It seems to really be heading down. That's only 6 ticks away. So I'm not really a big fan on that one. Now, one thing you can do, let me show you this, okay, is you can expand this out and just put this like at 100 over here. Doesn't mean you'd take it, but it'll let you see the other potential trades. And so if I know, okay, I'd be willing to take, when it's saying like at 91.65, all right, because let's see, the dollar franc again, just to review that price, was 91.88, so we're expecting basically down to like 91.68. So if I know I'm willing to take this 91.65 trade, I can still put in an order for it, a limit order. Because these things can get pretty volatile and move around quite a bit. And I can say, I'll buy this for, $85 if it drops down. And put that order on there, hit place order, just let it sit. Just let it work, okay? And then I go, well, what is 20 pips above? Well, 20 pips above would be basically 92, 92.8, 92.08. So we can go over here, so 92.04. So okay, I'll do 92.04. And I'll go ahead and I'll sell that one. We'll sell that one for 90. All right, because it has to move up quite a bit to even get there. So I'll sell that for $90. And may not ever get filled, but we have it there. If the market moves, then awesome. If not, then we won't. But we have the trade set up. It's in the work. The limit orders are working for us. Now let's go ahead and maximize the grid cell over here. We'll do the same thing we just did. We'll go back and look at our positions. We have working. We have 91.64 and 92.04. Make sure it stays in those ranges. 91.64. Now, understand, why am I drawing this even if I'm not filled? Because if it gets down to that range, I got filled. Okay? So, I got a limit order in there. If it gets that low, I'm getting filled on it. And so, again, that's 91.64 and 92.04. So that's why it's good for me to be aware of them, because I need to be monitoring that. If it gets down to that point, it'll at least fill me on, say, the buy side. Okay? And then now let's grab this and get rid of these extra lines from the other times that we don't need. And just a little chart maintenance can help make things a lot easier to manage, especially if you're doing multiple trades like I'm doing right now. A little extra effort will make your life a lot easier. And we'll go in on this right here. We're looking at an expiration at 1 o'clock, so let's add a time level to that. 1 o'clock. Right there. We can zoom that back out. There we go. And then we'll zoom it over here so we can see it. We can monitor the position. Alright, so that gives us those. Now let's check out what else do we have. And again, I'm just going to throw on all of these just so you can see how they play out. Okay? We got the dollar CAD. So on the dollar CAD, it's also a 20 pip mover. Pound dollar is 25, so that's why I've been a little more hesitant on that one. So dollar CAD, we're usually looking for, if we go to the 1230, let me get rid of, first we'll get rid of this and this, and then we're going to add in a time level of 1230. Okay, and I think we can get rid of time and sells there. Don't really need that at the moment. And our opening price there at 1230. Let me maximize this one out. And then when we go back over here to settings, time axis, say give me a little room. Alright, and then if I go back to auto scale so I can see it. And then we'll draw another time axis line right there at 1 o'clock. And then let's double check that that opening time at 12:30. Opening time at 12:30 Central, 1:30 Eastern is 196 there. So that was the high. Hold on. Opening price was 194. So we want 20 pips up or down. So that's going to be 74 or 14. So let's go over. Let's look at it. All right, we got our U.S. franc done. We can close that one down. We still got U.S. CAD. And let's see here. So the range at 101.94. We're looking for about a 74. So there's a 75. So I'll say, okay, I'll take the 75 if you'll give it to me for $90. Hit place order. And so we got that one in. And then I'll say, and you know what, I'll take I want to go 20 pips higher. I have to go quite a bit from this point. But if we go up and to about 2015 or so, so that's pretty high up there. But we'll go ahead and just list it. And again, we'll take that one. If you'll give it to us, we'll just say for $90. Hit place order. Again, these would be a little easier to place at the 60-minute, 90-minute marks. Have the stats on all those. But there's the USD CAD, and we got one left. We got the pound dollar. So before I do that, again, I want to draw my lines. Okay. So USD CAD 101.75 and 215. So 101. And by the way, I would never recommend that you do this many at the same time. I just want to show you, how this works. Okay. So you can put all those pieces together. But 101.75. Oh, whoops. Let's go to our price access. Figure a lot of examples will help you learn it faster. Okay. But 101.75, and the reason I don't recommend you do this too many is because it'd be very hard to manage for getting out of the trades. 101.75, 102.15, and of course you need to have the account size to handle it. So up here, right now. All right, so now we can go on back and zoom in a little bit more on this one. Get rid of that line. We don't need that on there. It's out of the way. And we'll go over here now. And so we got that one done. And the last piece we got here is we have our pound-dollar binary. So let me delete that one out of the way. Delete this one right here out of the way. Now that we got those done, we will maximize this grid cell back out. And we're going to go in here and look at expanding the time again. So settings, time access. I'm going to bring this out to 10. Okay. And then next step is I'm going to go over here to the time level. And let's set it at 12:30 just so we sort of know, where we're starting from. Taking it to 1 o'clock Central, 2 o'clock Eastern, where we're ending. And then we got to go here and go, okay, what was the opening price? It was 56.58. Our expected range is 25 pips. So 56, 78.83. So 56.83 is about what we're looking for right there. And so let's see if we got it. If we got a 56.83 on the high side, on pound dollar, 56, we got an 86. We also have a price discrepancy. See this right here? Check this out. You get one for 250 that's further out. Notice how it's like $4.50, 250. So it's interesting whenever you see that. And I mean, that could be another trader. Let's see if that's a trader or market maker. Yeah, just a delayed quote. There's nothing coming in there. Okay, so 56.86. That works. We'll go ahead and put that one on. And we're going to update this. We'll sell this one at $90 if they give it to us. Yeah, place order on that. And then, we're getting so close to expiration now that it's going to be hard to get anything filled. We really want to do this like right at 30 or right at 60 or right at 90. That's another reason why it's hard to do multiple markets. That's why I focused on Aussie dollar too, because that was the closest. It was like my best, it's the best trade out of the group. 56.58. So we're going to go down 25 ticks from that. It's going to be 56, 23? I think that's right. So right around there. 56.20. We got 56.26. So we'll buy that one. Okay. If we can, we'll buy that one. I'll put the order in right when we get back from this break. Okay.
You take a hands-on approach to managing your investments, and whether you're bullish or bearish on Chinese stocks, the ETFs from Direction Shares are there to help you magnify your perspective. Bull ETFs for a rising market and bear ETFs for a falling market. Direction Shares gives you the tools for both sides of the trade. Discover how we can help at DirectionShares.com today. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the Direction Shares carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction Shares. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact Direction Shares at 800-851-0511. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors employing dynamic strategies. Investors in the fund should understand the consequences of seeking daily investment results, understand the risk of shorting, and intend to actively monitor and manage their investments. Distributor Foresight Fund Services, LLC. David White's newsletter, The Technology Insider, is focused like a laser on finding the next big things in technology. If you had invested only $10,000 in Microsoft in 1986, you'd have been a millionaire by 2000. Disruptive technology like Microsoft's is the key to these massive long-term profits, and the Tech Insider is the vehicle from TFNN to capitalize on these opportunities. This is the go-to newsletter that identifies, monitors, and profits on mostly little-known cutting-edge companies with great long-term prospects. David's experience is as an inventor of Emmy-winning animation products for TV and Hollywood that propelled a company public. Match that with 14 years as a full-time trader, and he's uniquely qualified to guide you through the light-speed world of ever-evolving high-tech. If you're ready to ride the next big technology bull market for less than $40 per month, log on to TFNN.com and get your 2-week free trial to the Technology Insider. Get in on the ground floor of the next big thing today.
Recently, Basil Chapman has had some outstanding trades in his newsletter, The Opening Call. Each morning by 9 a.m., Basil uploads his newsletter to the TFNN servers so that his subscribers can access his expert trading advice. Basil gives his take on the direction of key indices and updates any active trades that his subscribers are currently in. Just recently, Basil's subscribers closed out a short position in Chipotle Mexican Grill, CMG, for more than an $86 profit per share, over a 20% gain in just one position. If you'd like to try out Basil Chapman's newsletter, The Opening Call, then visit the front page at TFNN.com and click Trading Newsletters. There you'll find Basil's newsletter, The Opening Call, where you can request a free sample copy. Also, don't miss Basil's program, The Tiger Technicians Hour, Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. Eastern, on TFNN.
Tom O'Brien's weekly newsletter, The Gold Report, has helped subscribers for over 10 years navigate the high-risk world of exploring and producing gold companies. And now's a great time to sign up for a free month-long trial to see the kind of insight that Tom delivers for his subscribers on a weekly basis. Every Monday, Tom O'Brien issues a quick update on the metal market, giving you his take on the HUI, XAU, GLD, dollar, bonds, and much more. Tom follows Monday's update with a full gold report, which is delivered to subscribers Tuesday afternoon with detailed coverage of 24 separate gold or metal stocks, as well as another 10 to 15 stocks that he lets you know are on his potential watch list. Get your month-long free trial to the Gold Report today by visiting the front page of TFNN.com. Don't spend another year navigating the metal markets on your own. Act early in 2013 and make the most of your gold and metal market investments.
Join David White as he keeps you up to date on the latest tech stocks while he uses his Power Law Vector Indicator to identify the best trades. The Power Trading Hour, next on TFNN.
All right, folks, coming on back here. We got a few more minutes left on the show until the expiration. Okay, and we're doing pretty good on most of them. USCAD's a little close, but the other ones are looking really sharp right now. One thing to always be very, very aware of, okay, is if you are worried about it being too close, and we can zoom in on this, it'll help a little bit to see sort of the range we got. We got 81 down to about 74. We got about 6 ticks. If you're not comfortable with how close you are, you need to be out by 3 minutes before expiration, because in the last, 2 minutes, you can't get out. I mean, you could if another trader took the other side of your trade. But that probably means they're taking on a very high-risk, high-loss probability trade if they do that. So just be very, very aware of in those last couple minutes, okay? It can get a little edgy because you can't, like I said, you can't react. Now, speaking of the last couple minutes, what other strategy do we have that we could possibly take advantage of? The pound dollar. Now, we didn't necessarily have a great pound dollar trade to go in on the binary butterfly on for 2 o'clock. We put that one in. We'll see what happens. But the pound dollar, 96% of the time, moves 76 pips. Did you know that? That's pretty cool, right? So if it moves that far on average within 2 hours of the announcement, okay, then what does that mean for you? Well, what that means for you is, let's go here. Let's see if we can find a trade. So let's hop on over. We got pound dollar. And in this case, we're actually going to limit our risk. So we're going to flip it around the other side. I'm going to say, don't show me anything with, say, less than $10 and more than 30 bucks risk on the pound dollar. And I'm going to also use the simulation setting, which is really cool. Say simulate a range. Show me what would happen if the pound dollar moved up or down 70 pips. I'm going to hit apply. And so that's automatically going to set the range for me. Say OK. And I'm going to get rid of a lot of this other stuff right here and see what we can find. And let's see if there's anything. Well, let's just reset the filters. That'll pull it back up. And also I want to look at, there we go, pound dollar. And but we want the 3 o'clocks. Okay, this is very important. So we're going to go ahead and bump this up. So give me the 3 o'clock expirations. And there we go. So it doesn't do me any good to see something that, you know, isn't going to help me on the trades to see what's available. So 3 o'clocks. Let's reset the filters one more time. For some reason it's trying to tighten that thing up. And we're going to look on here. We got our range, and I'm also going to look at this risk-reward ratio column. Like, where do I see like maximum profits? And we got quite a bit of volatility built in. And 70 pips up and down is 59.93. So let's go 59. Oh, wait a minute. You know what? Let me reset that range. 0.0070. Okay, that was like something's off. That makes a lot more sense. Okay, so we have that, and we're going to drop out these right here. There we go. So that gets rid of the ones that expire at 2 o'clock here in the next couple minutes. And there's really nothing we can do about them at this point, so we just got to let them do their thing. But so far, they're all looking solid. Right there, so not bad. Able to bring in quite a bit of you know, profit right there on the trades, doing very, very little work on those trades. So we'll see where they end up. And again, if you're worried, like on this US CAD at 101.75, you know, it's 101.79 right now. We got 4 ticks. So, but if you're worried, that you got to hop out of those trades before expiration, because notice, see how the quotes just disappear? Okay, so that happens on the 2 o'clocks. So it's very, very important that you understand that. And so we still have these open, but not for long. So go in here, and unfortunately time is up. But hop in and find yourself a $30 risk trade. Wish we had a little bit more time. I put it on there for you. But all right, y'all have a great day, and I will talk to you soon. Talk to you tomorrow.
Let me tell you something, folks. I have people coming up to me saying, I just can't believe the amount of work that Steve does on his newsletter. And I said, I absolutely agree.
That is a recent clip from the Money Masters show that Tom and I do each day at TFNN. My newsletter service, Mastering Probability, is much, much more than a newsletter. Yes, it's outperformed the S&P 500 by 100% during the last 15 months. But more importantly, it's an extraordinary education, a roadmap for your success. And it's yours risk-free for the next 30 days. Just go to the homepage of TFNN.com and click on my name, Steve Rhodes, and then Mastering Probability, because everyone needs a success strategy. For most, it's a competitive edge, the will to win, the drive to overcome any obstacle. Whatever you call it, winners find a way. Find your way to Mastering Probability today, because your journey to extraordinary rewards is just one click away.